In 2018, President Trump imposed tariffs on steel imports, setting off a chain reaction in the global economy. These tariffs, essentially taxes on imported goods, were meant to protect American jobs and boost domestic steel production. The Trump administration argued that foreign competition, particularly from China, was unfairly harming American steel workers and threatening national security. The tariffs, they claimed, would level the playing field and revitalize a crucial American industry. However, the decision to impose tariffs was met with immediate concern from economists and businesses alike. Many argued that tariffs would ultimately harm American consumers and businesses by raising prices and disrupting supply chains. They also warned of potential retaliation from trading partners, leading to a trade war that could damage the global economy. The tariffs, ranging from 25% to 10%, targeted steel imports from a wide range of countries, including close allies like Canada, Mexico, and the European Union. This sparked immediate backlash and raised questions about the tariffs' true intentions. Were they primarily about protecting American jobs? Or were they part of a broader strategy to renegotiate trade deals and assert American dominance on the world stage? The Trump administration's primary argument for imposing steel tariffs was to protect American jobs and industry. They argued that a surge in cheap steel imports, particularly from China, was undercutting American steel producers, leading to factory closures and job losses. By making foreign steel more expensive, the tariffs were intended to make American steel more competitive, boosting domestic production and creating jobs. The administration pointed to the plight of American steelworkers, who had faced decades of decline in the face of globalization and automation. They argued that the tariffs were necessary to prevent further job losses and revitalize a sector crucial to national security. A strong domestic steel industry, they claimed, was essential for building infrastructure, military equipment, and other vital goods. The tariffs were also presented as a way to pressure China to change its trade practices. The Trump administration accused China of unfair trade practices, such as dumping steel on the global market at artificially low prices, subsidized by the Chinese government. By imposing tariffs, they hoped to force China to the negotiating table to address these concerns. Supporters of the tariffs argued that they were necessary to protect American workers and industries from unfair foreign competition. They believed that the short-term costs of higher prices would be outweighed by the long-term benefits of a stronger domestic steel industry and a more level playing field in global trade. While the Trump administration touted the potential benefits of steel tariffs, economists and businesses warned of the inevitable consequences: higher prices for consumers. Steel is a fundamental input in a vast array of products, from cars and appliances to construction materials and infrastructure. As the price of imported steel rose due to tariffs, these costs were passed down the supply chain, ultimately hitting consumers in their wallets. Industries heavily reliant on steel, such as construction and manufacturing, were particularly hard hit. The increased cost of steel made it more expensive to build houses, factories, and infrastructure, potentially slowing down economic growth. Manufacturers faced a similar dilemma as the higher cost of steel squeezed their profit margins, forcing them to either raise prices or absorb the costs, potentially leading to job losses. The tariffs also had a ripple effect throughout the economy, as businesses in various sectors felt the pinch of higher steel prices. For example, the construction industry, a significant employer in the US, faced project delays and budget overruns due to the rising cost of steel. This in turn affected construction workers, contractors, and suppliers, highlighting the interconnected nature of the economy and the far-reaching impact of tariffs. Consumers felt the impact of the steel tariffs in various ways, from higher prices for cars and appliances to increased costs for housing and infrastructure projects. The tariffs acted as a hidden tax, increasing the cost of living for ordinary Americans and potentially dampening consumer spending, a key driver of economic growth. While the steel tariffs were intended to protect and create jobs in the American steel industry, they also led to job losses in other sectors of the economy. As the cost of steel rose, businesses that relied on steel as an input faced higher production costs, leading to job losses in industries like manufacturing, construction and transportation. The tariffs also disrupted supply chains, as businesses struggled to find alternative sources of steel or absorb the higher costs. This uncertainty and disruption led to delays, reduced output, and ultimately job losses. For example, the auto industry, a major employer in the US, experienced production slowdowns and layoffs as the cost of steel used in car manufacturing increased. The tariffs' negative impact on employment extended beyond the industries directly affected by steel prices. As businesses in various sectors faced higher costs and reduced demand due to the tariffs' ripple effect, they were forced to cut jobs, leading to a slowdown in economic growth. This broader economic impact ultimately offset any job gains in the steel industry. The tariffs highlighted the interconnected nature of the global economy and the unintended consequences of protectionist trade policies. While the tariffs may have provided temporary relief to a specific industry, they ultimately led to job losses in other sectors, highlighting the complex trade-offs inherent in such policies.